Welcome back, everybody, to another special Warp World episode of World 1-1 Podcast. I am your host, Larry the Bearded Wonder, and joining me, as always, is Eddie V.
Hello, everybody.
It's been a little bit, just a hot minute since we've had a Warp World episode. So for those of you that are new to the club here, the Warp World episodes are where we cover news and major press conference and briefings and updates and such, like E3 and Nintendo Directs and whatnot. And so we're coming back to you with a double dose Warp World episode because we got from Nintendo. UK, we got the Indies Spotlight to coincide with what they were showcasing at Gamescom this year. And later in the week, we also got a full-blown Nindies Summer 2018 Direct from Nintendo of America as well. And we're going to be taking you through both of those today. So Eddie's got the breakdown. He's got the list. So go ahead and let's take a look. What did we have? What did we see?
So they showed off Nightcall. It's coming in 2019 of next year. Only reason why I say of next year, 2019, they didn't give us like a season or a quarter. Usually,
no date on that one.
Right. Usually, they'll be like early 2019 or anything like that. They didn't give any time for that. So I just put it says 2019 of next year. Yeah, it sounds ridiculous, but once you hear most of the other announcements and release dates, you'll get an understanding why. But Nightcall is like a noir adventure game. They showed this at E3 earlier this year at the PC conference. So if you want to get more understanding about that, you can go check that out. But it is coming to Nintendo Switch next year. Moving on from that, because they did show more of this, was Monster Boy and the Cursed King. That's coming out November 6th. It's by Dotemu or .emu. I don't know how they said it.
It was .emu.
.emu. They're the ones who did the Wonder Boy remake, and they're doing also, if you haven't heard, Streets of Rage 4. They'll be taking a lot of Sega's properties and like remaking them or giving them a sequel, doing it their own art style. Any thoughts for these two, Larry? Nightcall, I'm already buying. I'm like, already planning on buying that.
I was going to start there. Nightcall looks hella good. Nightcall kind of looks like the indie equivalent to LA Noire.
Yeah.
So that kind of has me hyped and excited. I really do appreciate the art style. It's got a lot more like still art to it. I just, something about the vibe really gels well with me, and I want to play the fuck out of Nightcall. The story looked interesting, so.
It's very weird that you say LA Noire, because every time I see it, I feel like, man, this would look so good if this was Snatcher. If the art style was like that. Because I'm like, right. I'm getting Snatcher feels. Even though Snatcher and LA and Nightcall are two separate games, I was just like, I'm loving this. Because I'm just like, Snatcher was the first thing that came to my mind when I seen it. And I'm just like, yeah, this is it. So.
Yeah. Monster Boy, though, I don't have a whole lot of strong feelings towards at this point, just because I haven't done much with the Wonder Boy stuff yet. I don't even know. I didn't pick up Wonder Boy Monster Trap or Dragon Trap on Switch yet. I know you've done the legwork on that one.
Yes.
So I'm guessing you're probably pretty jazzed for Monster Boy coming up.
Yes, I have it on PS4. I didn't get it on Switch because when I got it, I was.
So you didn't have your Switch yet at the time?
Yeah, when it came out, I didn't have it. It was on layaway when the game came out. So I had bought it on PS4 to get a review and get that and like write about it because I wanted to play it and see how it was. So I played it there. It's fine. It's a good game. It's a little difficult at the end, and I was just like, just the good old Sega and .emu know how to make a Wonder Boy game. Like, it's not too hard, but it's really good. But I'm looking more to Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom. It's giving me Metroidvania vibes. That kind of like look. But if it's level based, I'll be good to go. I'm already planning on getting it. So, and I'm gonna do it on Switch. for this one. I think my plan was to order the Wonder Boy for Switch, the physical copy.
Yeah. I say that's what I remember you saying last time we checked in on that.
Yeah.
So what's the next one down the list?
The next one is The Gardens Between, September 20th. This is kind of you play as two kids and you're solving this 3D world puzzles. Like, it's not so much as logic, but one thing fits here and there, and it has a minimalist house dance vibe to it as its music. But if you take a look at it, you'll pretty much get an idea of it. It looks gorgeous. It is one of my must-haves for this month. So I am planning on getting it September 20th. And then the next one they showed was Streets of Rogue. That's coming out winter 2018. It's a top-down role style game where you kind of this is by Tiny Build. You kind of run around with this cursor and you kind of shoot and beat people up and steal things and stuff. It's just a little bit sprite based. I seen this gameplay and style before, cause it was a big problem on Steam Greenlight. Some other companies were like stealing assets and using it for their game. So I kind of seen this gameplay before, but it looks like this one is going to be a bit different.
Yeah, I'm looking at Gardens Between, and it's I'm excited for an indie that isn't just sprite based 2D. It's nice to see the indie scene mix it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really cool. I kind of like the whole spiral vibe to it, where it's side scroll in that aspect, but it's not strictly flat. It's got some depth to it that looks really neat. It looks super clever with all the either miniaturized characters or the giant size things like the coolers and the saws and everything. The level design looks so pretty and so cool, and it doesn't look stupidly challenging. It looks like it's kind of a low to mid tier skill level platform puzzle-esque, and I think it might be like just the right chill game for when you want like that Mario fix.
Would you call that like a pastel artwork? Not so much.
Not quite.
Not so much the palette, but just the look of it.
Maybe a little more like detailed cell shade look.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go so far as to say pastel, because that really, you're talking like your color palette choice. You know what? It actually kind of gives me vibes just a little in the aesthetic of She Remembered Caterpillars by our friend Daniel Goffin.
Yes. Which I need to talk to him.
It kind of gives me a little bit of it gives you a little bit of that feel. I was actually talking to him just the other day, as a matter of fact. I'm hoping to touch base with him again and find out what's happening, what's the latest news on the Switch port for that, because that was announced a while back now, and he's been real quiet on that. So I'm reaching out to him later today to see if maybe we get an update on that from him.
Yeah. So what about Streets of Rogue? Have you checked that out?
I have. As a matter of fact, I'm actually kind of watching footage scroll by as we're talking here. I don't know if I'm excited about Streets of Rogue.
I'm not. It's just that like I said, I've seen the gameplay before, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, it has. There's starting to become a new genre that we could probably just start calling generic indie, and it has a little of that feel to it, where it's the super low res, basic look and simple gameplay, and I'm sure lots of people will enjoy it, but I don't see anything in here that really has a unique hook to it that makes it stand out from anything else, and that's what puzzles me. I'm all for indies, of flooding a genre. That's great, but if you're gonna do that, make sure yours has something that makes it stand out. And Streets of Rogue just doesn't have that look to me.
Yeah. Well, Bad North is available now. It's kind of like a 3D isometric work strategic battle game in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like not so much as Advanced Wars, but kind of like a PC strategic. I can't say strategy or strategic strategy game. But if you guys want to check that out, you can. It is available on the eShop everywhere.
Yeah, so let's talk on that for a minute. It does have a real pretty aesthetic to it. It's got almost that Monument Valley look to it. If Monument Valley had a little more organic feel, and I don't think it's necessarily just a real time strategy, but it more leans into the tower defense genre as well. So I mean, you're looking at like, you know, you've got this little island that you've got all your troops on, and you're sitting there defending from, you know, invading Vikings that are trying to come and take over your little island, and you've got to use your troops to defend the shores and use the terrain to your advantage in every way possible. And Bad North actually looks pretty good. Bad North, I'll tell you what Bad North makes me want, though. It makes me want a new Locke's Quest. Because Locke's Quest was like the greatest tower defense game I have ever fucking played.
I've never played it.
Dude, next time you're over, we're busting out Locke's Quest.
Is it on PC?
Original DS.
Ooh,
Super good.
There was another DS game that I liked. That's not Locke's Quest. I'll have to look it up because there's like 5 of them now. But for that, I plan on picking up Bad North a little bit later on. Not this month.
It's on my list, but it's not a super priority for me.
Well, I was taking a look at it, and I see some reviews. The reviews are average. It's good. I'm not mad about that. I'm just like, I need something new to play, and I haven't been into strategy games like this, so this would probably be like my first one, and so I want to try it and stuff.
Yeah. It looks like it's a good, solid entry point.
Yes. So, moving on from that, Moonlighter is coming autumn 2018. This game did come on PS4. I think it's like a top-down RPG, I believe.
It definitely has that look to it. The art style feels like maybe a little more detailed. Kind of take the art style and the color palette from Bad North and then apply it to Moonlighter with a little more detail to it. Mm-hmm. But here, like you said, you're looking at that whole top-down kind of classic Legend of Zelda look to it. I'm seeing a couple of boss fights here that look really big and impressive. That it looks sharp. I think not Bad North, but Moonlighter, I think, has the potential to be a really solid companion game to Blossom Tales.
Probably. I don't know how well it did on PS4, but it did get like 7s and stuff, so it did kind of average. I'm probably gonna pick this one up on Switch. Mm-hmm. Now that they say autumn, I'm assuming next month or November, because I don't know.
Considering that the summer Nindies showcase came at the end of summer, I wouldn't necessarily say it's going to be next month. It could be as late as November, honestly.
Well, that's what I said. If not next month, November.
Yeah.
But this War of Mine is like a 2D kind of. It's not a stealth game. It's kind of, they say it's like a survival action kind of puzzler. But it's more story driven, and it's like, it feels like it's a patient game, meaning that it's a slow build up and it takes patience like to get through it. Because I was watching The Know, and one of the commentators on there was just like, if you play this game, knowing that it's going to be hard and depressing story wise because it's going to be very emotional. But they say
Yeah.
it's really, really good. This game is coming out in November of 2018. Last but not least, Children of Morta is also coming out in 2019. Well, that'll be coming out next year in 2019. But yeah, those three games I think has come from one developer, one publisher, I believe. The people who made Moonlighter, I think they also did The War of Mine and Children of Morta. It might be just the publisher, because in the highlight, they put all three back to back, like they connected it and then did the announcement
Right.
after. But I'm probably going to end up picking up all three because the War of Mine looks very interesting to me, and I would love to play a game that's kind of emotional because I don't got nothing very emotional, story driven on my Switch, and I kind of want to do that with the War of Mine.
Yeah, this War of Mine has a very bleak, kind of nuclear winter look to it, mixed with a little bit of sketchbook art house. The whole side scroll, every house is cut away so you can see all the rooms. But it has a very depressing but beautiful look to it. It does. And I'm very curious to see what they do with the story in that. That one is starting to grab my attention.
I know it's on PC, but like I said, I definitely want to have it on Switch. I'd rather play it there.
Yeah. Children of Morta, I can't say grabs my attention quite as much. I mean, don't get me wrong. Visually, aesthetically, I like the look of it. Again, I don't see anything that has a super unique hook to it yet. And that might change the more of it I see.
Yeah.
But the initial showing is kind of like, hey, it's here. This is a broad stroke. We're not getting into the nitty gritty, but let's tell you that this exists. And maybe we'll show you some more later that's what's going to get you to buy it.
I think we'll probably see more if they do the next Nindies in January.
Yeah.
So, but moving on from there, Everspace Stellar Edition is coming in December 2018. This is like a rogue Star Fox style kind of game where you could build, craft. There is a story to it and everything. I don't think it's multiplayer or anything at this time.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, but the look and the feel has No Man's Sky, or that just might be coming to my mind. But
no, you're not wrong. It has certain callbacks to No Man's Sky. Mm-hmm. I think honestly, visually, I like the look of Everspace better than I did or do No Man's Sky. Everspace certainly has a little more punch to it visually, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it's going to be good for people who are picking up Starlink for Switch. And if you like what they have, Ubisoft have to offer with Starlink, I think Everspace could do the same thing. If it looks like what they showed in the trailer on Switch, then I probably will pick it up. I probably will give it a go because Starlink I'm already planning on buying.
Everspace and Starlink feel like two sides of the same coin to me.
Yeah,
like they're both that big awesome space battle dogfight adventure thing, and Starlink looks like it's there to provide that gameplay in a big sweeping narrative setting. Versus Everspace, which is a big roguelike, procedurally generated, ever expanding.
Yes. Yeah.
So less narrative, more just, go out and explore. Explore. So that is spelled ESPLORE. Explore.
That is true. With the apostrophe at the top by the S.
That's right.
So moving on from there, Baba Is You is coming in autumn 2018. I
am super excited for this.
I am clueless on what this game is going to be. It's going to offer 100 puzzles. It has a 8-bit aesthetic to it. Well, not really 8-bit. It has a pixel style to it, like Oregon Trail in a sense. But
Yeah.
it moves faster and it's a little bit cleaner. I think I'm gonna wait for reviews, and if you pick it up, Larry, I'm going to wait on your viewpoint about it, because I'm kind of like, I don't know what this is. This is wacky. I'm intrigued, but not willing to put my money into it yet.
All right, so let me tell you where I'm coming from on this Baba Is You game. It gives me a couple of vibes. One, it has a little bit of a WarioWare feel to it, to me, from what I'm seeing, where it's like super quick, short little, here, be clever, be intelligent, but do it fast.
Yes.
And the other thing is that it reminds me of, there's a card game called Flux.
Yes, I know about Flux.
Yeah. Baba Is
that
You
game
like
is, by the way, Flux is fun as ever.
Oh, dude, I love Flux so fucking hard, and all the variants for Flux are amazing.
Yes!
But Baba Is You looks like Flux fucked WarioWare and made a game.
I'm still on the fence, but I played Flux at a board game, at a game store, and I fell out laughing on how fun that game is. We played the Zombie Edition.
Flux, dude. There are so many variations too. There's actually a Monty Python version of Flux?
No.
Yeah. There's actually a rule card in the Monty Python one where everything that everybody says must be sung.
I need to
the
play.
Tune of a Monty Python song.
I need to play that game.
So, but yeah, let's jump forward here, because the next thing on the list has me excited because it's presented by a Humble Bundle. And
yes.
I'm excited for this fact because I'm hoping it means that maybe we start getting some actual fucking Humble Bundles on Switch.
Yeah, so Slay the Spire is coming out 2019. This is a card-based RPG. So think of the reigns of kind of Yu-Gi-Oh, but you have 5 cards, and you I guess you use all those cards in your turn, and once you have no more cards, the other person, the enemies can attack. There might be a story to it, and you get to select your cards on what you have. This is a must-have for me. I seen this, and I was just like, oh yes, I love the look of it. I'm like, a card RPG that I could get into. I'm down for this. What's the dungeon one? It was like a rogue dungeon game. Darkest Dungeon, I think.
Yeah.
It has that look to it, but it's brighter with colors. And it just has this card-based aesthetic to it.
I'm
2D card-based, I should say.
I'm looking at Slay the Spire here, and I'll tell you what it makes me think of. It reminds me of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Yes.
And I say that as a 100% positive. I think you and I were talking a few weeks back, actually, that the card game genre just seems to be woefully underrepresented on Switch for some reason.
It's underrated. It's underrated everywhere, dude.
No, not just underrepresented.
Underrepresented.
Yeah,
it's you really cannot find this genre of games even on PC. I really haven't heard or seen trailers of people talking about this genre. So it's good to definitely see.
There's one that really stands out, and that's Hearthstone, which I'm holding out some hope now that we've got Blizzard finally bringing some love to the Switch with Diablo 3 Eternal, that we may finally get Hearthstone on the Switch, because that feels like an appropriate fit.
Oh, of course. Yeah, we'll get into the Blizzard.
Because the other thing too is that Nintendo is now, officially on board with the free to play games where they're making their money on the microtransactions, because now we've got, Paladins and Fortnite.
Yeah.
So I really think it's time for Hearthstone.
People, and the thing about it is, people will. I was talking to one of my friends actually on Twitter about Blizzard, and I was just like, it would be cool if Blizzard did, like when Nintendo's online system come out, they do like a Overwatch demo, like to get people interested to see if Overwatch will work on Switch.
Yeah, and they've been
Hearthstone,
talking that Overwatch is not out of the question at this point.
dude, Blizzard would be literally surprised how many people would be bringing their Switch to BlizzCon.
Oh yeah,
To see all those people playing, not only, well, next year definitely, not only seeing people playing Diablo 3 when it drops in December, but probably Overwatch. If they see people playing Hearthstone, it's gonna make it a lot easier because people still will be carrying their PCs and stuff. But I mean, like, you're in a convention and everybody got their Switch. That's local play. So not only is that good business for Nintendo, that's good business for Blizzard, even though that's Activision and stuff. But I'm just like, y'all not about to be banking money like crazy on this platform.
yeah. The other thing I think that Blizzard has a real opportunity to make some serious fucking bank on is some old school 2-packs.
Oh yeah.
And here's what I'm thinking. I'm talking their RTS stuff. So a 2-pack or a double pack where it's got StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2. And then, another one where it's Diablo 1, Diablo 2, and then one other one where you get Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2.
And
so whatever your flavor of RTS, you can get both of those old school entries in there for $40 to $60 on a cartridge.
I would literally say pack them all in. I would say wait for next year when the 64 cart comes out. Pack all that in with the expansion pack, $60, physical or digital, and they will sell like crazy. StarCraft 2 on Switch, dude, people are still playing that game.
I'm telling you, man, StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, on a single cartridge, and then you release, the StarCraft 3 Ultimate Edition with all the DLC like they're doing with Diablo, and release that as a full price $60 cartridge like they're doing with Diablo Eternal or Diablo 3 Eternal.
StarCraft 3 hasn't been announced, right?
Maybe I'm losing my mind. I thought StarCraft 3 was one that came out like piecemeal, where it was there was a separate entry for all three of the factions.
I don't know. I'll have
Maybe
to look
I'm out of my mind. No, I'm going to look it up as we're talking, but let's keep going.
Well, we got Windjammers coming out October 23rd, and they also announced Windjammers 2, 2019. Windjammers did come out on PS4 and Xbox One. They did an announcement for that, but Nintendo also got the game, but they also got the exclusive announcement for it. Prison Architect is available now with the DLC coming more later in the summer. Last but not least, Murphy's Law is available now, so if you guys want to check that out, you can. They also showed before they ended the conference was Wargroove, Planet Alpha, Stick Fight the Game, and Unruly Heroes. So that's all that's coming. Prison Architect, that's not my jam. It's cool for people who like it, but I'll pass on it. Windjammers, I think it's an SNK game. I believe it's an SNK game. I didn't really pick it up or play that even at the arcade. So Windjammers, and until I see what Windjammers 2 is, I have no interest. But if you guys like those kind of games and want it on the go, it's there. Morpheus Law I didn't pick up. But Planet Alpha looks cool. That looks really, really good, and I want to play that one. I was watching the trailer for it, and I was just like, oh, this game looks gorgeous, and I just love that. It's kind of a 2D platform, not so much as a running game, but they didn't really show any actions that you take. You kind of go with the flow and, like, you just move, but it looks gorgeous in movement on the way that it flows. So, but that was the Nindies highlight. Any thoughts about those, Larry?
So I want to start back with Windjammers. I kind of want to take it in order here. I am not super familiar with the original Windjammers, but looking at it, it looks fucking fun as shit. I'm like, how did I miss this? Because this looks fucking cool.
Yeah,
It's got just these ridiculous, over the top, like 80s, 90s characters, and it looks a little bit like air hockey almost.
yeah.
And I'm kind of digging it. Air hockey mixed with like some ridiculous power ups and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is cool. I can get behind this. Which I think I will definitely be picking up the original Windjammers to get a feel for it. And based on my thoughts and feelings on the first one, if it's positive, I will probably be jumping into Windjammers 2 when that comes out. So additionally, I just want to say super fucking cool to see, old series not only, getting just a port over, but some new love with an actual sequel. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Apparently this was somebody's Windjam because it's coming back. Somebody asked for it and thought it was a good idea.
I think
so
it was
I'm
planned
okay
to
with that.
come. I think it was planned to come to Switch because it came to PS4, Xbox One. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't make no sense for, I think that Emu released it. It wouldn't make no sense for them not to put it on Switch. I think with the announcement of Windjammers 2, I think Nintendo just got that exclusive, and I think they made a deal for that to happen.
Yeah, Windjammers 2 has kind of a Dragon Ball Z look to it, actually.
Yeah.
From the clip that they showed, I'm like, this could be cool. I'm okay with that. One of the ones in that little spit that we missed here is that Terraria is coming over to the Switch as well. I've played a little of Terraria. I was not I like Minecraft in principle, but I was never big on Minecraft. That being said, Terraria had a little more interest to me. I never found a place that I really liked to play it, and I think I might be getting that on Switch, because it might be time for me to go back and give it a fair shake again. And it's a time sink, just like Minecraft.
Yeah.
But I like the visual look of it. And what I did play of it, I enjoyed. If I remember right, I was just in the middle of like 5 billion other things all at once, and it didn't stand out enough compared
like we are now.
Right. Well, anyways, and then there's Prison Architect Nintendo Switch Edition. So, I have weird mixed feelings about this. This is obviously going to be for anybody that likes the tycoon type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's that sim builder, keep your people happy kind of thing, except it all takes place inside of that very oppressive world of prison. And so it's fucking weird to me. I'm like, why is this a thing? But there it is all the same, and I can't help but think to myself that the only people that are going to fucking play this are like psychopath assholes that just want to torment people that can't help themselves until eventually it all fucking shits all over them with riots and everybody dies.
Sorry to interject. Play this on Xbox One. And
Say
reason, and I'm sorry to say that. I'm not saying that it's not fitting for Switch. Anybody can play this game anywhere they want. But I think this game just feels better on Xbox One for some unknown reason. It just fits there, and I think it's because there's not a lot of simulated games on Switch. Like this, there's a ton of it on Xbox One, and I feel like I'm like, this fits on the system over Switch. It's just me. So, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the other thing coming with Prison Architect is going to be a new mode where you actually play as a prisoner, completing missions and objectives. So it feels like it's got a game inside of the game, escape mode, that's a big departure from the basic framework of the actual Prison Architect game. And that part actually kind of piques my interest a little bit. The whole sim thing, not so much, but that extra mode kind of grabs my attention. And then there's Morphe's Law, which, got that that announce release right now thing. And, I was really excited for Morphe's Law. And then all the reviews started coming out, and I lost my excitement. Everybody said it's buggy, it's got fucking problems, it feels unfinished. And I was really sad because I liked the idea, it looked clever. And I was really ready to check this out. The visual look had that whole kind of like Vacation in Mexico in the middle of Day of the Dead Candy Skull look to it. And, to hear that it just didn't live up to its potential was kind of disheartening to me. That being said, there's room for improvement. They could obviously, be patching and making some updates that could correct some of those issues. And hopefully they get on it fast enough to where it doesn't lose its momentum as a fresh new game, and it builds a solid player base.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for some of the patches and stuff before I plan on getting it and everything, because I think it's a really cool concept.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just when it went dark after the last time they showed it, and then just having this surprise release, it's just like that's not a good look.
Yeah, it's kind of that whole "what were you doing" thing.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often with indies and stuff, but the disconnect is just like I know.
Yeah, so we've got in the to kind of rewrap. In Planet Alpha, because I didn't speak on that. Planet Alpha kind of gives me a little bit of Shape of the World vibe, and I really want to play the shit out of it. So we saw some stuff. Baba Is You, Planet Alpha, Night Call, Monster Boy, Everspace, Gardens Between, Moonlighter. And there's a solid showing here.
Yeah.
So absolutely, and it's all stuff that along with a few others that they were showing at Gamescom.
Yeah, and a lot of people are excited for these games. They're probably going to be picking up some even like us. We plan on picking a lot of these games up. Some of them we are passing on because they might not be our jam. But yeah, that was the UK Nindies highlight, and then the following week.
Let's stop there for a second, because I think there's a good point to take a break for a minute, so we've got a nice dividing line. So before we get into the US or the Nintendo of America Nindies Showcase Summer 2018, let's pause and we'll say break, and we're back. So for the back half of this Warp World episode, we're going to get into the Nintendo of America Nindies Showcase Summer 2018 direct that they put out at the end of the week after the Nintendo UK Indies Spotlight. So Eddie, why don't you go ahead and lead us off?
So they started off with Hyper Light Drifter. That comes out September 6th. So by the time you guys hear this episode, the game will be available because you can pre-purchase the game now. It will have a new outfit to help you locate secrets and more. And there will be new weapons, the Crystal Shot and Blade Caster, in which you could get from beating the tower climb. So I have it on PS4, and I'm going to be buying this on Switch. This is the game that did get canceled for the Wii U, but they decided to bring it to Nintendo Switch, and that's where everybody really wants to play this game at.
Hit me with a twofer.
So the next they followed that up with Towerfall. That's coming out September 27th. It will have 6-player battle mode. It will include Dark World and Ascensions expansion. You will have 4-player co-op, and they're going to be adding Madeline and Battleline from Celeste. They'll be playable, and the game will contain over 400 levels.
Now, I want to backpedal here because I'm looking at it. And we skipped the first one that they brought up on this showcase, and that's Hyper Light Drifter.
I did say that.
Oh, did you? I totally spaced. I had a brain fart for a second.
I said Hyper Light Drifter is coming out September 6th.
My bad. Sorry, my brain's in a couple places.
Mm-hmm.
So, in any case, But yeah, so Hyperlight Drifter has been around the block a few times in a few different places, but it's looking sharp. And again, if you want that kind of Link to the Past style game, Hyperlight Drifter looks to have you covered in a sci-fi kind of purple post-apocalyptic landscape.
Which is weird that this game was supposed to come out the same time Jota came out on Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a great game also. Everybody play that.
Yeah. And then, like you said, Towerfall coming as well too. But no, Hyperlight's on my radar. Towerfall maybe not so much because it's a big, multiplayer fest type game, and I don't really have the people to play with, and so I'm not knocking it by any means. It just doesn't look like my cup of tea because it's a big battle melee kind of thing, and when you don't have the people to play with, that shit's just not fun.
Yeah,
it's just not worth my money, and I feel bad because I would love to have the people to play with to make that a fun, awesome experience for me, but it's just not there, unfortunately. So
yes.
But it is coming packed with some of the DLC content as well, all together for the Switch.
Yes. So the next two games, Treasure Stacker. Treasure Stacks is coming this winter. It will offer crossplay. It's kind of a match 3 game. You will also be having a character selection. And what this is like you kind of stack different treasures. But you could go in and move around and get the key and do other things to defeat your opponent. It's a nice little take on it. Of it. So you guys can check that out. Zarvat. It's coming out October 2018. This is like you play little cubes on a isometric platform. It will have a story mode, and it will be featuring characters Charcoal and Mustard. It will also have a versus mode. You will also play as a Joybot, and that's going to be exclusive to Switch, where you can play with one Joy-Con, and it will also be releasing first on Switch before it comes to other platforms and PC.
Yeah. So, at first glance, Treasure Stacker does not look all that interesting. But the more I look at it in a little bit more scrutiny, I'm seeing some things in Treasure Stacker that kind of grab my attention and go, that's a neat twist for just the block drop, match 3 kind of Candy Crush columns bejeweled type genre. Yeah. And so I may actually have to take Treasure Stack for a spin. I'm not writing it out yet. I think for me, the big determining factor is going to be price.
If it's $10, I could understand. $8 or $10, I'm down for that.
Yeah, I can't see doing more than $10 on Treasure Stack.
Yeah. If it's $15, I'll wait for a sale.
Yeah. The other one though, I don't know. It's piqued my interest, but I'm not sold on it yet. Looking at the footage, I'm kind of feeling like Robotron X a little bit, mixed with some isometric. It looks ridiculous. I mean, I'm seeing like bananas with big fucking death lasers and shit.
Yeah,
it looks just weird enough to be interesting.
I think I'm gonna pick this up because of its weirdness. Like, it's super weird. And I'm just like, I need this. That
might be the hook for me. So, again, I think it's probably going to come down to price. If it's priced right, it'll be an easy buy. But
yes,
let's talk this next one here because what the fuck?
Okay, so Miniko Night Market is coming out in 2019. It's going to have a 20 hours of story gameplay. You'll have 4 regions to explore, and it's going to be a Switch release first exclusive. And what Miniko Night Market is that it kind of like you're on this island with a lot of cats, and you're trying to find out some of the legend, like this big mysterious cat. It plays heavily on like Japanese mythology and things like that. So you'll be opening you'll be crafting things like you'll open up a store selling cat items, and pretty much everywhere around there is a lot of cats, and it kind of pays homage to My Neighbor Totoro at one point. But this game is really for like sim players who have an affinity for cats. So
yeah, it's just entirely too much cat and weird for me. It's and the wrong kind of weird. It's like that fucking anime weird that
it's
it doesn't do anything for me.
It's the American needs, where it's kind of like it's trying to be a Japanese game, but it's very American in its style.
It's like the Taco Bell of anime, where Taco Bell is technically tacos, but let's be honest, it's not fucking Mexican.
Yes. So, how this game is going to sell, I'm intrigued. I'll pick it up, even though sometimes me and some cats don't get along. I'm kind of loving the homage to Miyazaki, so I might be like, that might push me a little bit if you have more of this in this game. So it's on my radar, but it's on my games to wait and look at. Like you said, price.
You're on your own on this one, man, because I have zero interest in playing this. Nothing about this grabs me.
Okay. Moving on then from that, Samurai Gun 2 is coming out also in 2019. It will contain a story mode, a versus mode, and it's also will have a comic, Trigger Soul by French comic artist Valentine Sesh.
Yeah. This looks a little more interesting. It's got that very 8-bit look to it. That very kind of micro character look. I don't know if I care about the story, but the action looks solid. It totally pulls like that Ninja Gaiden where, you do an awesome thing and like everything except for one narrow strip of the screen gets blacked out and it's like intense cinema action.
Yeah. I haven't played the first one, so I could wait on the second one.
It also looks like it has that totally floaty feel to it.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I kind of like games that have that floaty, jumpy mechanic. So I'm curious. We'll see.
Bullet Edge is coming out in November 2018. It's going to be a console exclusive. I don't think they showed a lot of info on that, so I can't really give more of a description. But they did show The World Next Door, which is coming out 2019. This is a room collecting puzzle action game. You'll have local 1 versus 1 mode, and this is being published by Viz and developed by Rose City Games. And the reason why I say that, just like we mentioned in the Nindies highlight, how Humble Bundle is publishing or bringing a game to Switch. This, I think, is Viz's first time bringing like an anime style game to any platform. Viz don't normally publish video games, so this will kind of be their first one that I know of that they're doing. And what this room collecting game is like, you're two people on a platform, top down, and you're matching runes in 3, and when you match them, you end up throwing them at your opponent, and the one to win by defeating the other opponent. That's pretty much the whole game. So it looks cool. It's a game that I could wait for until I like look at reviews and hear people's opinions about it.
Yeah. So, for me, Bullet Age has I'm looking at the art, man. I like the art. It's got that super cartoony Saturday morning hand-drawn look to it, and I'm totally digging it. I don't see anything that has a major unique gameplay hook aside from the visual, but I think just from what I'm seeing, that might be enough for me here. Some of the character designs look really cool and look like a ton of fun, boss fight wise. So I think I'm ready to jump in on that. The other one here, again, I'm not a big anime person, and you can direct all your hate mail to wherever the hell you want for all I care for that. But it doesn't move the needle for me a whole lot. The the storytelling in most anime just never grabs me, and so it makes it real hard for me to get into anything that leans hard into that direction. The gameplay I'm a little curious about. I just feel like I'm going to suffer through way too much like teenage drama kind of thing for World Next Door in order to really get to the gameplay that might be interesting.
Well, we're going to move on to the next games. Levelhead is coming out November 2018. This is where you could create your own levels. 4-player co-op, and you all could come together and make a level. You can have others follow you and play your levels. And this is by Butterscotch Shenanigans as the publisher and developer. I just love that name. Butterscotch Shenanigans. I thought that was a cool gaming name. But the Levelhead looks kind of cool. I love the aspect of you and your friends getting together to make a level and getting mad at other people's creativity because it might break your own. But the hilarity that might come if you guys all work on the same wavelength and you all understand on what you're trying to create and everything connects. I think that's a cool concept of this game. So. And then, like it's Indies Mario Maker, but I'll follow people who got some cool ideas and making levels and stuff. I'll be cool with that.
Yeah, I'm looking at Levelhead going, how did they beat Nintendo to the punch with bringing a big level editor game to the Switch rather than, getting out in front of it and putting out Mario Maker first?
Well, I think they're two different games. Is that Levelhead is?
Oh, they are. I'm just saying they still technically fit in that same genre, and I'm surprised Nintendo let somebody beat them to the punch.
Hey, because even though you could beat Nintendo to the punch, doesn't mean that the quality is going to be at Nintendo's level.
No, agreed. I'm just saying there's something to be said for being first to market.
That is true. King of the Hat is coming out 2019. This is where you crush your opponent's hat. So kind of think like a Smash Brawl kind of type game. 4-player local and rank online matches, and you'll have 15 characters to pick from.
This game just looks fucking weird. I don't know, man. I'm like, what did I just fucking watch? Like, why are there sentient fighting washing machines? It's just fucking bizarre.
It's goofy enough, but and I understand the premise of it. It's a wait and see for me.
That being said, it reminds me a little bit, not completely, but it does a little bit remind me of Battle Block Theater from Behemoth.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad comparison by any means.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
That's definitely a fucking compliment. But so let's talk about this next one because I am super fucking excited for this game in ways that I just cannot express.
So we're going to have a discussion on this one. Okay, so Untitled Goose Game 2019. I don't know if that's the official game name for it, but that's what it's called. And
I'm officially calling it Asshole Goose.
This is a stealth sandbox simulator where you play as a goose and your purpose is to ruin everyone's day. After this game was shown, it blew up on Twitter, on social media, and people are laughing about this game, excited, curious, because they were just like, we get to finally play as a goose. This concept is very basic. It's a must-have for me. Definitely. But everybody is excited about this game. It's kind of charming, but it's weird and goofy at the same time. Like, I think the trailer when the dude's just like, when he does that, I think that made everybody just laugh. And yeah, it's probably one of the most highlighted games out of like probably both the highlight and the showcase that everybody is expecting to be a contender for Game of the Year whenever it comes out. But yeah, Untitled Goose Game. Larry, your thoughts?
I'm so ready for this fucking game. I can't even tell you, dude. Like, I saw it and my first thought was, okay, Goat Simulator. And then I looked at it, I'm like, okay, if Goat Simulator is about, like, seeing what kind of stupid shit you can do, like, it's dumbass simulator, then Untitled Goose Game is asshole simulator. It's just going around being a bird and being as big of a dick to everybody in town as you possibly can. How many ways can you fucking harass everyone? And I want this.
Well, they won't use it as the title. Nintendo would not allow
They
that.
won't, but they fucking should.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, this and that thing got shown and it was on Twitter all day. The talk of it has kind of went down because people can't wait to see more of it. But this became like an everybody's must-have list.
Yeah, you know what? Visually, it kind of has that throwback feel to Katamari Damacy.
Yes.
And I love that fact.
Yes.
It's got like that Japanese candy look.
Yes. So, just some quick runs. The Indie channel is live, so if you guys want to check that out on Switch, you can download it, look at it. They have interviews with some of the developers, upcoming games, indie games, and past games, so you guys can check that out. Into the Breach is available now. Desert Child is coming December 2018. Wasteland 2, the Director's Cut, is coming out September 13th, 2018. September 13th, and Bastion is coming out September 13th. The Messenger is available now, so you guys can play that. I do recommend picking it up. Really fun game. Undertale is coming out September 18th. Jackbox Party Pack 5 is coming October of this year. Transistor is coming out November of this year. Dragon Mark for Death is coming out December 13th of this year. Light Fingers is coming out September 20th. And Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery is coming out October 2018. They also announced that Streets of Rage 4 and Onimusha Warlords is coming out on Switch also.
All right, so I kind of want to run through some of these. Excuse me. As I die of the plague here.
Desert Child looks amazing. Like,
yep. We'll hit on that.
I'm loving the look of it. It does have a Battletoad kind of feel to it with the ride part, but I'm down for this. I'm loving the art style and I'm loving the gameplay. So yeah, I'm down for it.
Yeah, Desert Child not only has kind of that whole like Battletoad speeder bike thing, but you know what it looks even closer to? It looks like the speeder bike chase scene from Endor from fucking Star Wars, but in 8-bit.
That's interesting. I never thought of that.
Yeah, because it's, it shows it like running through forest and down some highway and everything. But that forest, that's what that made me think of. But yeah, no, Desert Child looks fucking cool as shit. Looks very fast paced, high adrenaline. We've got again, these was just a quick reel here. But Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. Not gonna lie, it's not one I'm not terribly familiar with. I might have to do a little digging to see if this is my cup of tea, but it doesn't look like it.
I think I have it on Xbox One, and I need to pop it in to see if I like it or not.
Yeah. Bastion, I am super fucking pumped that Bastion is coming to Switch. Here's my problem. I'm waiting because I almost guarantee you the moment I buy Bastion on Switch, Limited Run Games is going to pop up and go, hey, hard copy. Like, God damn it. Like, that's the exact kind of thing, because they've done hard copies of Bastion already for PS4 and Vita. through limited run.
Mm-hmm.
So my gut tells me wait because they will do it for Switch. That's what I'm thinking.
I think they're going to do it for Bastion and Transistor.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I would love to see them do an awesome 2-pack deal for Bastion and Transistor on Switch as well. They've done some of those, and those have been really cool. The Messenger, obviously, if you love, Ninja Gaiden and Metroidvanias, the Messenger is for you. There's actually a video floating around now where the guys that made the Messenger actually got some of the original Ninja Gaiden developers to come and play the Messenger. And that's fucking super cool.
And this is the NES Ninja Gaiden. Everybody, not the arcade or the ones that came to 360 and PS3 and Wii U.
Yeah. Undertale is coming up here real quick, September 18th.
I'm buying it. I didn't buy it for PS4, but I think this game I need to play on Switch. I need to finally play this game on the go.
Yeah, I'm ready for Undertale. I've got my special edition ordered from Fangamer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm super excited for that.
And shout out to A4 Play. They're the ones that's publishing the game. Shout out to them.
Yep. Jackbox Party Pack 5. I don't know. I haven't done anything with the Jackbox Party Pack games. What I really want out of these guys is I just want them to give me like a super deluxe collection of all the You Don't Know Jack games bundled together. That's what I want. I want like the ultimate You Don't Know Jack trivia game with every iteration of You Don't Know Jack ever all in one fucking package. Give me that. So, Transistor looking fucking super cool.
And I never played Transistor, so...
I have not either, but God, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Dragon Mark for Death,
it looks okay.
Not bad. Not bad. Shit, I just missed one here. What did I miss? Hell.
Light Fingers is the other one.
Was it Light Fingers? I swear there was something in between here, and I'm just losing my mind.
You got it. You got everything, because after Dragon Mark for Death is Light Fingers, and then Super Brothers.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Light Fingers, I'm curious about. I kind of like the look on it here. I'm digging what I see, and I want to see more of it. Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery EP, super low res, kind of like 4-bit, 6-bit look to it. I don't know enough on it yet to know if I care.
Yeah.
So no. There was one more thing, wasn't there?
Nope, that was it.
Now, are you sure? Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure there was one more thing.
That was it. Into the Breach, I already said.
Okay.
Into the Breach was the last one. But Into the Breach is the surprise one, but I had already mentioned Into the Breach.
That's right. So, yeah, Into the Breach they showed at the end there, available now. So, I mean, if you like your Advance Wars Tactics-style games, Into the Breach is going to be a good one for you to check out. So... getting solid reviews and remarks across the board for Into the Breach.
When I was watching it live, I couldn't go back and just I need to get it on every game when they did the highlight. So I just
right.
channel Into the Breach and then do everything else after that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Into the Breach is one that's been on PC for a while now. It looked pretty good. I think it's going to do really well on Switch here because there are a lot of Nintendo people that have been waiting for something to kind of give them that Advance Wars fix, and I think Into the Breach is going to be a good fit for them.
Yeah, those are people who did FTL. So
yeah, so obviously a major departure in terms of genres from FTL as well. So, but yeah, that fucking covers it. God, it's a lot of games. So many games.
Yes, and by the time you guys hear this, Nintendo announced another Nintendo Direct. Like, this is literally...
We'll get into that. We'll get there.
I know, but this is like literally Nintendo E3 Part 2.
Yeah, it is. And that's okay. We like that. So, all right. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of World 1-1 Podcast, Warp World Edition. We'll catch you on the flip side on the next show.
All right.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.